Yo, what's up guys? It's Noah here, and in today's video, we're going to be talking through some player props I like on Prizepicks for today's NBA slate on Friday, December the 27th. We got 8 games tonight, so a decent sized slate for Friday night. I've got 3 early player props that I do like for this slate, taking a first look at the board on Friday morning. I am recording this video the morning of the games. Typically, I do these videos the night before. But there were really no props up last night when I was wanting to make the video, and I didn't want to stay up all night waiting for props to get added, so just decided to wait till Friday morning, give you guys some plays I like. Again, we got 3 props to talk about and break down in this video. Now, before we do get started, guys, hit that like button down below. If you do enjoy these Prizepicks videos, hit that subscribe button as well. And if you guys are new to Prizepicks, and if you don't have a Prizepicks account, be sure to sign up. Use promo code NOAH when you sign up for Prizepicks with my promo code and place your first lineup. You'll get $50 in promo funds instantly added to your account. So make sure to check out Prizepicks if you guys have not yet. And also, do want to shout out Sleeper because we do have a partnership with Sleeper as well. And Sleeper is running a new promo for new users. Play $5, get $55. This replaces their 100% deposit match bonus they used to do. So this is definitely a better promo if you are someone that doesn't want to deposit a lot of money. You can deposit the minimum, which on Sleeper is $25. You put in $25, play a $5 lineup, you still get $55 worth of free lineups, even though you only deposited, $25. So this is definitely a better promo, I think, for people with lower bankrolls that don't want to put in a lot of money. Obviously they used to have where you could put in 100, you get 100 additional. That's obviously beneficial for people that want to put in that much money, but some people don't want to put in that much money, and I totally understand that. So if you've ever wanted to try out Sleeper, they're doing a new promo now. Play $5, get $55. You get access to this promo when you sign up and use code NOAH. So make sure to go check out Sleeper if you guys have not yet. Now, before we talk through our props for Friday, guys, I do want to recap the plays that we gave out in Thursday's video. So we gave out 3 picks Thursday, hit 2 out of the 3. Unfortunately, could not get a full sweep. We needed Anthony Simons over 26.5 PRA as our final pick in the Blazers game late last night. And Simons, man, he was just terrible. Like he shot, I think, 3 for 12. Was like 2 for 8 from 3. I think he had like 8 points, 3 rebounds, 3 assists. Definitely would have expected a better game from him, especially in a good matchup like that against Utah. And it was a game, I mean, Portland scored like 120-something points last night. And you would have definitely have thought Simons would have been one of the reasons why, if they put up that many points. But yeah, Anthony Simons just didn't have it last night. Couldn't make any shots. Still did hit our other 2 plays, though. Hopefully you guys were still able to make some money, even though we didn't get the full sweep, went 2 out of the 3. We'll see if we can get the full sweep today, though. Hit all 3 of these plays for Friday. So first prop we're going to take a look at is going to be a prop on Nick Claxton. And the one that I'm liking here is 11.5 rebounds plus assist. I like the under here, so less than 11.5 RA. And let's talk through this prop on Claxton and why I like this. So as you can see, for what it's worth, doesn't mean much, but over his last 5 games, Claxton has gone under this in 4 out of 5. Take that with a grain of salt because I know one of these games he got ejected in, and I think another game, like he barely played. It was the Toronto game that he got ejected in because he only played 10 minutes in that game. The other games, though, he played close to normal minutes. Claxton did get up to 31 minutes last night against Milwaukee, but this is the second night of a back-to-back for the Nets. The Nets have historically been kind of cautious with Claxton's minutes. He was playing very limited minutes to start the season. Since then, he's kind of ramped his way up and is starting to play normal minutes again. But after playing 31 minutes last night, I wouldn't be surprised if Claxton's minutes come down a little bit here on the second night of a back-to-back, and maybe he only plays like 26, 27 minutes. Even if he plays full minutes, still think this is a really tough matchup for him from a rebounding perspective going up against the Spurs. The Spurs this season have done a pretty good job limiting rebounds to opposing centers, and I think a large reason why that is because Victor Wembanyama is so good at drawing guys away from the basket. We know Wemby can shoot a lot of threes. You obviously are going to have to defend him at the three-point line, and Claxton's going to be probably drawn away from the basket if he's going to have to defend Wemby at the three-point line. Also, Wemby is a really tough guy to just kind of dominate on the glass against because he's just so big and he rebounds so well. So I like this under of 11.5 RA on Claxton. I also was looking at his under on 8.5 rebounds. But I think if he goes under his rebounds, he's very likely to go under RA as well. I mean, he would have to get 3 assists or more for this RA to not be as good as rebounds. And I think it's pretty unlikely that Claxton gets more than 3 assists. I mean, this season he's only averaging 2.1 assists per game. He's had 3 assists or less or he's had, 2 assists or less in 5 out of his last 6 games. He did have 3 assists last game, but even so, that was one of like his season highs. Like I think the most assists he's had in any game this season is 5. He's had some games with 4, a couple games with 3, but more times than not, you can bet on Claxton getting like 2 assists or less. I want to say he's heavily favored for under 2.5 assists. So I do like under on 11.5 rebounds plus assists a little bit more than I like the under on 8.5 rebounds. But overall, I think this is definitely a tougher spot for Claxton to be able to dominate on the glass. You look at San Antonio this season, like I said, they're a really tough team to rebound against in terms of what they give up to centers. I think they're bottom 10 in rebounds allowed to centers this season. A lot of like really good centers, even like guys that rebound really well, have not been able to like dominate on the glass, against this Spurs team and against Wemby. Like there was a game like a week or two ago, I took an under on Sabonis' rebounds against San Antonio. Like Sabonis is a great rebounder. I think his line at that game was like 13.5, and he went under that. This is just not the best spot for Claxton to be able to dominate on the boards. Plus, you factor in it's a back-to-back 8.5 point spread. Like we could maybe get a blowout here. There's just a lot of ways that we can cash this under on Nick Claxton. So that's what I like as our first prop for Friday night. Next prop I like is going to be a fantasy score. And the fantasy score that I'm liking for this one is going to be Zach Edey. And we're going to take him for more than 28 fantasy score. So you look at Zach Edey's recent games lately, he's been playing well. He's been looking a lot better than he did kind of to start the season. His minutes have also been way up compared to where they were at the beginning of the season. Edey was not really playing much at all to begin the season. Like the Grizzlies were using Brandon Clark at center. They were playing Jay Huff some at center. Well, Jay Huff has been out the last few games. He was out yesterday. I assume Jay Huff will probably be out again today. And you would think like Jay Huff being out doesn't really matter, but it actually kind of does, just because this Memphis team, they like to play a lot of guys, and the more bodies they have, the more minutes they can kind of spread around. But without Jay Huff, you're pretty much going to see Memphis split the center minutes between Zach Edey and Brandon Clark. And lately, it's been Edey getting most of the minutes at center. His minutes have really trended up lately. Last night against the Raptors, he played 27 minutes. The game before that, he played 27. Played 27 against Atlanta, 24 against Golden State, 24 against the Lakers. So he's played at least 24 minutes now in 5 straight games. I think as long as he avoids foul trouble, we can expect Edey to play probably 24 to 28 minutes tonight. And this game does have an 8.5 point spread. Even if this game turns into a blowout, Edey will still play in blowouts. He played in the blowout last night. They don't want to play Brandon Clark in blowouts because Brandon Clark has injury history. He's not a guy that you really want to risk getting injured. Edey's a young guy that they're kind of trying to develop. So I think Edey's minutes are fairly safe here, which I wouldn't have said at the beginning of the season because you would see games where Edey would only play like 15 minutes. I think that's pretty unlikely to happen now, and especially with how well Edey's playing. I mean, he had one of his best games of the season yesterday against the Raptors. 21 points, 16 rebounds, 2 assists, 2 blocks. Edey's been really productive when he's been on the floor. Now, the reason you see a lot of games where he's not been great is just because his minutes have been down, but he's still averaging 1.21 fantasy points per minute. Edey's a guy that can rack up a lot of steals and blocks. He's averaging over a block per game. He's averaging nearly a steal per game. Those are huge when you take fantasy score on Prizepicks because you get 3 points for blocks and steals. And Edey's had plenty of games this season where he's been able to rack up 2, 3, 4 blocks or a couple steals, stuff like that. I think last game against the Raptors he had 2 blocks. Against the Clippers he had 2 blocks and a steal. I think he's had at least 2 steals or blocks like combined. And I think 7 out of his last 8 games, or actually no, 9 out of his last 10 games, he's had at least 2 stocks, steals plus blocks. So he's been able to rack up those, which are huge for fantasy score. He's been rebounding really well lately. The scoring kind of can come and go for Edey, but I think this is a matchup where he should be able to score going up against the Pelicans. The Pelicans have been a good matchup for centers. They're giving up the second most points in the paint. Edey's a guy that really lives in the paint. When he's scoring, it's because he's scoring around the rim. He can stretch the floor a little bit. Like I want to say in college, he did shoot threes some, but mainly, the dude's like 7'3", 7'4". Like when he scores, it's usually going to be around the rim, and that's where the Pelicans have been vulnerable this season. So there's a lot of boxes that you can check in this spot for Zach Edey. The Pelicans are also giving up the 4th most fantasy points to centers. Really good matchup here. I think Edey has a lot of success in this matchup, and I'd love to see the minutes trending up for him, getting up to 27 minutes now in back-to-back games. I think that probably continues. I think we see 26, 27 minutes once again from Zach Edey here. So I'm going to take him for more than 28 fantasy score. And then the third and final prop that I do like for tonight is going to be on Yusuf Nurkic. Now, we missed on an under on Yusuf Nurkic the other day on Christmas. We took him for under 10 rebounds. He had like 13 rebounds. Well, today we're going to be taking an over on Nurkic, and the prop that I like is more, or over on 2.5 assists. So we've seen Nurkic's assist numbers really spike over his last 3 games, and I really want to highlight these 3 games because these games have been without Devin Booker, and Devin Booker has already been ruled out for this game. So once again, Booker's going to be out. Now you look at Nurkic this season, and if you look at his potential assist, he's only averaging 2.9 potential assists per game. So he's not really been doing a lot of facilitating this year with the Suns, but he's historically been a guy that can facilitate. Well, over his last 3 games without Devin Booker, the potential assists have pretty much doubled. He's averaging 6 potential assists over his last 3 games, and that includes this game against Denver where he only played 15 minutes. I want to say he got in foul trouble and he was getting kind of bullied by Jokic, so the minutes were cut way down on Nurkic. So he still had 4 assists in that game, even only playing 15 minutes. Played 25 minutes against Detroit, had 6 assists. Played 30 minutes on Christmas against Denver, had 6 assists. He's been assisting really well lately without Devin Booker. And if you actually look, Nurkic has played 17 games without Devin Booker since he got with the Suns. In those 17 games, he's had at least 3 assists in 15 out of 17. In the games where he went under, he had 2 assists and 1 assist. So just kind of based off his past history in games without Devin Booker, the assist numbers for Nurkic have really spiked. And I don't know if the books are really accounting for that, putting his assist line at 2.5. Sure, there's ways this could definitely miss. Like Nurkic could only have like 4 or 5 potentials and he just doesn't convert. I will say that he has converted his potential assists at a very high rate lately. I mean, he's nearly converting like every assist opportunity that he gets. Obviously, we can't expect that to happen, continue to happen. But if he continues to average about 6 potential assists per game, I think we had a pretty good chance of him getting 3 assists or more on a nightly basis. And the assist numbers have been there in the games without Devin Booker this season. They can just kind of run the offense a little bit more through Nurkic, maybe give him more touches at the top of the key, let him kind of find guys. And again, Nurkic has historically been someone that can facilitate. He's not like the worst passer. I mean, he's not on the level of like Jokic and stuff like that, but he's still a guy that can pass and will kick out to 3, will find guys in the corner when the ball gets passed to him. So I do like Nurkic for more than 2.5 assists today. That'll be our third and final prop. So these are 3 early plays, guys, that I do like for this Friday night NBA slate. 8 games, should be a lot of fun. As always, appreciate you guys watching these Prizepicks videos, supporting the Prizepicks content. Be sure to hit that like button down below. Hit that subscribe button as well. If you guys are new to Prizepicks, if you don't have a Prizepicks account, use that promo code NOAH when you do sign up. Place your first lineup. You'll get $50 in promo funds instantly added to your account when you sign up with code NOAH. But good luck as always. Thanks for watching, guys, and we will see you in the next video.